Hey fast fellas, SpeeDMan here. Welcome to this episode of Let's Play Shaka. So we are continuing on with our sub-turn 200 challenge, and we're definitely making some solid progress. We are going to reinforce this unit. This unit will likely come up here, so that way Beowulf can move around here. What we'll do is we will kill with this, we'll move up, then we can open this tile here. We will keep the battering ram in this area, so as long as it's around here. And it shows the damage as it is now, but the terrain and the river defense will actually change in our favor because we'll be actually next to it. We can actually do proper damage. And go ahead and purchase that. There we go. That also moves and vacates that tile. What we're going to do is now we're going to immediately make a focus on getting over there. So that way, once we get set up and basically get ourselves some more population, we're 3 turns away from getting another population, so once we get to 4, we will actually get ready to start working on that campus. We will chop it first, so we first want to make our way over. It's going to take about 5 turns to get utility out of it, but at least it's going to be utility nonetheless. There, so that brings us the first logical step in this process. We are now going to start bringing some units over. That way we can immediately try to help reinforce our position. We're going to let this fully heal. We do not want that unit to basically be on low health. It would be very, very bad for us. Pyramids and Apadana, not a problem. That way I know those are built, so I don't need to worry about focusing on that. It's not really a major priority. Because we're working on the Holy Site prayers, that's just basically trying to help force a little bit of early spread of a religion. So that way we don't have to worry about Judaism taking over everything. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot harder for us to be able to kind of build that tempo. Again, you know, getting Moksha is good because that's going to help us start really building pressure. We can see here the pressure will start mounting more and more. That's converting in 3 turns. Do a little damage against you, just to kind of preload a little damage, just so that way it's not going to be as good. Even if it's a little bit less is actually potentially very, very good for us. So those are things that we could utilize to our favor. I'm going to go ahead and have you continue fortifying because fortifying is the safest thing we could do in this position. Have you move up. Actually, you can go back. You go forward too, because then we'll be doing some more cycling with these units. I have quite a bit of work to do until we get mercenaries. And we need to get a lot more culture output. So what we're going to need to focus on is actually going to be doing this. I'm actually going to go back and go for drama and poetry so that way we can build a couple of theater squares. And then we can go for mercenaries. What that's going to do is it's basically going to save us potentially a few turns of development long term. Because then I could develop like potentially 1 or 2 nice little theater squares here. Like we can see here, we have a good position. We can go here. We could chop this, right? We could chop this. And this campus is now 3 turns. It's going to take only 3 turns for us to develop a nice little campus here. That's solid. And we get rid of that. I didn't think I could do that, but that's actually kind of massive. I just destroyed the only thing defending the city. That is excellent. Because 4 turns from now, I can get that back, and now I can actually safely take that city. You know what? That's great. That's great. That effectively eliminates some of the major threats. And then we just fortify, have that sleep, and we're pretty much safe now. This area is much safer, and we can start working tempo, and that's back to full health. Excellent. I'm going to bring you back. Actually, you need to go all the way to here so we can hold the loyalty in that city. That way, we don't need to worry about that city's loyalty pressure in the long term. And we just start making our way around, get information about the rest of the terrain in this part of the map. If we were to kind of make a push for an attack, we could see that we would actually do significantly better damage. We're 2 turns away from apprenticeship, and we have a full health unit that is ready to go in order to do some heavy damage soon. So a man-at-arms unit against that with a battering ram could very easily topple the city walls without a problem. So that's a position that we definitely want to take advantage of. The earlier we do that, the easier it'll be to really start gaining control of this whole entire continent. And the fact that we have the opportunity that around, I would say, turn 90, set this up and get this going, we could actually start taking more cities. We could potentially get this city soon. This is starting to lose its loyalty now, which is good for me. That means also the more of these cities that I start to take around here, that'll actually convert that pressure a little bit in our favor. And then at that point, what we could do is then convert from this southern area. We could wrap around and go after we can go after the Kree, which will be the next logical step in our position. So we're going to go ahead and declare friendship just with him. And then we're going to go ahead and eventually, once I get access to the alliances, I will make a religious alliance. We now are going to be going after mercenaries. So we want to be getting access to our cores. Our cores are going to be giving us a big upgrade to damage output, not just because of the combination of units, but more importantly, it's going to be allowing us to really start getting ourselves set up in the long term. We can combine these two and make a solid unit. We can eventually just get a free core out of this. So for example, like, we now actually can be getting extra production in all of our cities, because in a moment here, we're going to go ahead and start taking our cities. So this will be really good for us. We're going to go ahead and I would say at this point in time, we can do some damage with this unit. We'll move up here. And move here. Don't need that. Let me see. Can I hit it? I can hit it. Wow. Yeah, this will be good. As we take more cities, we're going to be getting more and more fate generation, because a lot of these cities honestly have been focusing on like holy sites. And that's going to be the way that we use our holy sites to start developing our religion and from our base area here. And then we actually will have something that we could really work with. So I am actually kind of very happy about this position. We have quite a bit that we could be doing, and it's looking good for us. We can now produce outright man-at-arms if we want. We don't really need to, but we can. It's honestly looking really good for us. We have more cities coming up in population, so that is excellent for us overall. We're going to keep doing holy site prayers for the time being. I just want to be getting at least more presence with our religion, because we can honestly do a good job with our religion if we keep just pressing it throughout the area. It can hold back the opponents. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, it's looking like we're going to be taking another capital soon here. Wow, this is going faster than I thought it would. Well, I'm going to probably keep my range units on the left area and just have some of these other guys heal up, at least for now. You can go back just to maintain loyalty pressure, and you fortify till healed. Alright, so we're one turn away from mercenaries, and because we're one turn away from mercenaries, I'm actually going to do something a little cheeky here. I'm going to actually just heal up for a turn. I am also going to heal up. And we're going to start bringing units to the side here. We can do some damage here, so we'll say I'll just use this one to damage. Go. This one should be close to a promotion. 19 away. Okay, that's fine. Well, you can make our way over this way. We can start moving west. Russia is definitely going to be very weak after this, so there's a good opportunity, like very good opportunity for us to get started there. We can see that Poundmaker is also not a super strong civ, but has access to some semi-okay yields. So it's an opportunity for us to develop stuff. So that campus has been heavily pillaged. We can actually take that campus and bring it back up. So we have another campus to work with. A decent little holy site here as well. Luckily, this holy site's not been pillaged. So that's an opportunity for us. So we will take that. I'm just going to keep this here. See here. Vietnam's displaying way more pressure than we are, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to get the city converted the way we want, which is fine. I'm going to bring this up here because we already have full loyalty in the city. All right. There it is. Do some damage here. And watch. Boom. We get rid of Peter. But we get a core out of it, remember? So we now just got 7 arrow score. Big gain for us here. And look at that damage output. 60 melee strength. That is disgustingly good right now at this stage of the game. So look at all these other cities. That is a big difference. That is going to be a big advantage for us, and we can easily start toppling cities, and that is something we want to be doing. So we shall declare war. And we are also going to declare war against Gorgo now.
Nin.
There's nothing else in the area that can actually take that particular item, so we're going to go ahead and move here so we can surround it. That way we can secure the area, we can make sure we get ourselves a free settler, immediately start working on getting another city up and running. That'll be a good way for us to build tempo furthermore. What we're going to do is now we can actually go ahead and combine some units together. So we will do this, and then there we go. So now we have like a solid military core that we can actually take into this area. And watch, we can see here with full health potential, boom, that's a massive amount of damage. Okay, so we're going to move up here a little bit. We do want to deal with this particular unit here. That one could actually do some serious harm to us if we're not careful. But what we're going to do is we are going to take Amphibious because I want to make sure we get no bonuses taken away from that. We're also going to be moving out. See, 45 combat strength, so we're going to be a little bit ahead, but if we can start attacking a lot of these other cities, we'll be in a good spot. Let's make our way down here. What we're going to do is I'm going to attack and attack. I would say this one. Then we can combine that here. Mobilization, there we go. That's a boost for us. That's not super useful because that's way further out. But it is something nonetheless. So then what we could do is, because we have, let's see, Aerostorm Volley, we can actually get another core here. There we go. Good. That being said, let's go ahead and make our way down here, because we are going to now capture this city. There we have it. That could die. 8 HP. Yeah, that's going to be really tight. Or I can heavily damage that unit. And then, let's see here. Capture that. Wow, I love it. We can attack that, then capture that immediately after. Have another city. Okay, so basically, I'm going to have to play very specific here with this. So you can see the loyalty is a bit of a difficulty here, but because we have this here, what we can do is immediately go here, damage the absolute heck out of this. Look at that damage. We almost destroyed the walls completely, and we're already working our way into the city's main health, which is a great way for us to basically kind of target that. We're going to go ahead and, at this point, I don't have a problem selling this to the AI. Personally, I need this tempo because right now we can get a second crossbowman, right? And this crossbowman is going to be very, very specifically helpful here. So we're going to get actually going in that direction. We're going to go ahead, since this is already kind of moved up here, we're going to just move over here, have some nice combat strength bonuses. We're first going to get rid of that, then we can get rid of that, and then we can go back over here and move up here so we can take this city. Take that city. That's the big one that's losing us loyalty pressure. Then we can always go back and just send a unit over, and that'll be something we could do. Just not a major priority right now because right now our position is very, very much in our favor. Right now, let's go ahead and just work on that. And then I would say at this point, we could then consider maybe going for like a builder or something, just so that we have a little bit more to work with. I would like to get a builder over here later on so we can get just a little bit more niter on Dini. Let's see here. Library is now completely done. So first priority is going to need to be getting a market so we have more trade routes, and then immediately focus on campus research grants. Do a couple rounds of those. We may have to think about wasting that potential, I would say that potential promotion. It's not a big deal, honestly. I would rather do this damage now, because then we can capture this, a little bit faster, right? And we'll just be in a safer position. I'm going to go here. This is now positive on loyalty, so I'm just going to have them kind of stay in position for the time being. We now actually have control of another city, so it's turn 114. We are now at 15 cities, and it's only going to keep getting better. And yes, we have ourselves a free encampment, or essentially an Anaconda for free. So we have another city that we could use as a military production post. Goodbye, Pound Maker. That is another empire down, and we have ourselves a really good position to continue pushing. So here we are. There are only 4 other AI. Accurately speaking, there's one more mystery AI around here. So we're just basically now in the stage where you have to deal with Vietnam. We then have to deal with Canada, deal with Babylon, and whoever comes after that. So as long as we continue growing, we're in a position where we should be able to start really taking heavy growth into effect. That being said, if you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe. This has been a lot of fun doing this particular series. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. This sub-turn 200 victory challenge is now really heavily underway. Thank you so much for watching. SpeeDMan out.